Yo, what's up, guys? Moneyman here. I'm about to get started with my Sunday swings. It's actually really late. We're actually currently in London session right now. It is currently 12:51 in the morning, September 9th, in Florida time, which is Eastern Central. Reason I am starting super late, which is really, it's Monday swings, if anything, but the reason I started so late is because last night I went out. I went to Mexico, put a couple races, and I lost my one and only race that I did. And I had appointments at the barber shop because I am a barber. Went ahead and took care of that. So, yep, here we are today. Yeah, I almost had him, bro. If I'm gonna be honest, it's a boosted Q50 versus my super stock G37, which only has test pipes. But anyways, let's get right into it. So we're gonna start off with NZDJPY, which I always like to start out with the weekly. I sometimes start off with the monthly, just to see where we're at. But there's really nothing to say about the monthly. I mean, currently on the monthly we are bullish, so anything could happen. I believe this still has a long way to go, just because of the fact that it has a super huge wick to fill in still, which we have not yet been able to fill. So the weekly is currently bearish still. As you guys can see, it's still making series of lower lows, higher high, lower low. It broke through this structure, broke through this structure, broke through this structure. So it's for sure going to be a lower low. Did a pullback, and now we are currently waiting to see what price does. I believe that price will make a small pullback. I would say towards this area right here, just because of the fact that we do have a little bit of support right here. If we stretch it out, if it lets me, we have resistance, support, support right there, nothing else. So I believe it'll pull back to this area right here. So currently at this moment we're kind of waiting. I'll even set an alarm right here, like at a pullback area of interest, just so I know if it ever does pull back to that area. If it doesn't pull back to that area, then it is what it is. This is also another good area right here that I have marked up. These are daily these are 4-hour areas of interest, and I believe I also marked them up as daily. No, I think it was 4 hours of area of interest. So these are all previous structures. As you guys can see, it has support right here, and that's just about it, really. Only 2 support levels. It could retrace from right here, but it's like I said, I believe that it still has time to push backs or pull back. So I'm really just currently watching at the moment. We do have strong bullish movement, but we also do have even stronger bearish movement. Now, if we do pull back with the 1 hour to this area, which, like I said, we'll have to be paying attention. We'll be retesting the 1 hour EMA, and then 4 hour EMA is definitely far away from it. But it's just like I said, it's just an area that I'm thinking it'll retest to. I'm not 100% sure, so we'll keep an eye on that one. I already have my alarm set, so we'll see if it actually hits it. Yep, I believe it has plenty of structures that it will retest to, which my take profit will be at the bottom of that wick. So we're gonna move on to the next, which is USDJPY. USDJPY, start off with the weekly again. We are bearish. What is that? I'll look into it later. Monthly, we are currently bullish. If we continue to go down, we will be bearish, but we are currently bullish on the monthly. On the weekly, we are bearish. We did make a series of highs, and then we broke through this structure, and we also have not broken through this structure yet, but we did break through this structure. If this wasn't a higher low, which it was, this is definitely the higher low, but this is definitely a higher low. So it came up, pulled back down, came back up. So doesn't matter if you want to count this as an area of interest, a higher low. Doesn't matter if you count this as a higher low. We definitely broke through regardless. So yep, we are in a bearish play right now. And if we look at the daily, we are also bearish, making a series of higher highs, higher low right here, higher high right here, I believe, because yep, doesn't matter anyways, because we did break through this structure right here with this candle alone, which would have been the perfect entry signal. Perfect entry signal right here, which would have been an amazing 1700 pips, but we don't really care about the past, we only worry about the present and moving on towards the future. So we did have a nice pullback, came back down, had another nice pullback to the area of interest, came back down, had a higher high at this point, because we did break structure right here. This was a lower low, or no, this was actually yeah, no, this was definitely not a yeah, because right here it broke structure. Yeah, so we did have lower low, lower high right here, then we actually broke, we body closed above this previous structure, turning this into a higher high and this into a higher low. But price said nope, we're not doing this today, so it came all the way back down to make a new lower low. Now I believe that price will come back to this area, because if we look at the 4 hour, we do have a strong level of support, resistance. Let's see, where else did I see it at? I think that was probably it, just about it. So support and resistance, and then on top of this, I also marked this area up as well, which is my area of interest 2, which we do have support, I'm sorry, support, resistance, resistance up here too. You want to count that, but not really in the support. And then we also had to pull back to this area, so another resistance level. So we do have a chance that price may pull back up to here, but you know, I also have this area marked up because I believe that price has a potential to pull back to this area and then push back down. So once again, I will add a alarm at area of interest. Once it hits this area, then I'll be interested in a sell. Obviously I will be looking at the market to see what happens, but that is it right there. So GJ is still looking nice. Obviously we never took this trade, so I should really just take that off right now. We could delete this right here too, because I like to keep my charts clean. And then we did smash TP1, TP2, and now we're just waiting for TP3. Obviously we didn't smash anything because I never took the trade, like I said, but regardless, we are bullish on the monthly, we are bearish on the weekly, we are bearish on the 4 hour, and we're also bearish on the daily. So right now we're just waiting for some pullbacks. I can delete this right here because we're past that, we're past that, we're past that. So I believe price has a potential to pull back in this area right here, which if it does, I mean, sweet deal. If it doesn't, well, we'll look at another area where it can pull back to. But this could be another area that it could pull back to right here in this area, because we do have a level of resistance, support, a bunch of support wicks right here. Wick came to this area right here. That's my alarm for the London session. Ain't that crazy? So we have a bunch of areas right here that it did wick into and retested. So it is a strong level. So price could also pull back here, but we will see. London session started, and it looks like we are starting off pretty strong. Price could really just pull back from this area right here. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's in my area of interest, so we're gonna see how that plays. On the 1 hour, we have no bearish engulfing candle, which is kind of depressing. But if this one right here engulfs all of this, that'd be even dope. That'd be super dope, I ain't gonna lie. So GJ, definitely looking at this trade right now. It is a good potential for sales. Obviously I've been saying this since last week, so GJ is still at the top, or not at the top, but it's still one of my top 3. So moving on to GBP/CHF. GBP/CHF on the monthly, we are currently bullish still. On the weekly, we are bearish. Daily, we are bearish, and then the 4 hour, we are still bearish. What is price gonna do with this one? So we could definitely delete this right here, delete that, because we don't need that. And then this is a super strong line, super strong area of support and resistance. Why do I have two lines here? Hello? Did I delete one? So price has potential to pull back up to this area right here. We have a strong level of support, resistance, 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 support, support, resistance. Like they can go on, it can continue. You know, resistance, support. Yeah, we can continue, but it doesn't matter. So right here, we can possibly pull back to this area right here and push down. Personally, I'm not really that interested in GBP-CHF like that. But I will keep it up here just to watch it, because anything could really happen, and I still believe that we have a long way to go to hit our area of interest, which could easily be a good 300 points. And if we're able to catch this move with a strong bearish movement, then that's 300 pips that we can actually lock in. Now if price pulls back up to my area of interest where I think it will reverse, and I could always be wrong, until the area that I could take my profit at, that's about 420 pips that we could actually secure. So I'll keep an eye on this, because I was actually interested in this trade not that long ago. Whenever I was interested in this specific trade, I did miss my move for NJ, so I will keep this there just to see, because I did have a bias that it will come all the way down here to this area, and I still believe so. We do have two areas where I believe it'll take profit. We could take profit at, which the first area will be this one. It left a strong wick, so that's liquidity left behind, and this is also more liquidity left behind, so we'll see about that. So move on to the next Euro JPY. Euro JPY, bullish on the monthly, bearish on the weekly, bearish on the daily, and bearish on the 4 hours. So all time frames are in sync. So this is actually an amazing trade, even though I don't know where it's gonna go to. So let's look into that. We could have a rejection to this area right here, possibly, to continue to the downside. I'm not really sure why that is down here for. That's gotta go. So for price to actually come up to this area right here, it will definitely have to turn bullish, which is not really ideal, but yeah. Let's look at the 1 hour. Well, the 1 hour is actually bullish, so 1 hour is currently bullish, and then the 2 hours still bearish. So this would be a nice area for it to pull back into, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I would prefer to see this area get hit right here. Like, will be a really nice and ideal will be for this pullback to then go down, meaning that what I would like to see from here is boom, bow, boom, bow, boom, bow, boom, bow, boom. So basically that would be like, you know, a series of higher highs and higher lows, higher high, and then body candle closed beneath the previous higher low, which would then turn it bearish with a strong bearish movement. That's what would be ideal. Will it happen? I don't know, but that's what I will hope to see. Because if it does do that, there's a possibility that it may retest the EMA. The EMA may just come in and do something like boom, boom, and then, like I said, boom, bow, boom, bow, boom, bow, boom, bow, boom, bow. You know what I'm saying? Like, hit the EMA, retest it. I mean, that would be pretty cool, but will it happen? Who the fuck knows, bro? I don't know, man. I don't predict markets like that. One thing about the market is sporadic, so you can never know what is gonna happen next. So we're gonna keep an eye on this. I believe it'll come to this area right here. So meaning that the 4 hour will have to turn bullish before it turns bearish again. But you know, who knows? It could just be a shorter pullback, like maybe up to possibly, I don't know. There's not really any clean pullbacks, to be honest. Like, there's not many clean pullbacks. Like this pullback right here, I mean, it could be ideal, but I don't know, man. So because of the fact that I don't know, I'd rather just stick to this specific bias right here, which seems pretty, it's like the only bias that I can think of that looks good enough. So we'll just watch it. So up next is GBP CAD. GBP CAD on the monthly, we are currently bullish, super bullish. We are bullish on the weekly, which is super dope, super duper dope. On the daily, we are also bullish, and on the 4 hour, I would prefer to be bearish, but we are bullish. I think it is going to continue to go down, turn bearish to hit this zone right here, to then push back up. Let me see how that looks on the daily. It looks just about right on the daily. It looks kind of weird on the weekly, but hey, you know, it is what it is. We just got to see how the market's going to play. GBP CAD, yeah, GBP CAD, I think it'll come down to that area. You know what I'm saying? I think it'll come down to this area. We have no support whatsoever. We do have a couple resistance zones right here. Like we can see, as price comes close to this area and it retests it. It retests it here. This is the area of resistance. Support right here. Support again. Let's see, resistance right here. This is back in 2017 though. We don't really care about prices in 2017. We do have not really a resistant area, but I mean close enough. Same thing right here. So yeah, I mean, I think that price has a potential of pulling back to this area and then pulling up. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully my bias is correct and it does pull back up to here. I do have an alarm set already. I've had an alarm set already, so it's just been a waiting game, to be honest. So let's see, CAD JPY. Monthly, we are bearish so far. We are bearish on the weekly, bearish on the daily, and we are bearish on the 4 hour. So for the weekly, I am expecting a pullback to this zone right here. Oops, I thought I had the, I'm expecting a pullback to this zone right here. Let's just adjust that real quick. We do see we have 2 wick touches and then it pushed back up. So we have an area support right here, area support or resistance right here. Anymore, we have area resistance right there. Resistance, like what? That's pretty cool. Resistance. So not a bad spot, to be honest. I'll probably mark up the zone like something like maybe, well, first of all, let's see if I can get around psychological level, which is not the psychological level I would want. Like, I would prefer something like this, but it's not super ideal, but it's good enough. So basically what I'm gonna do is I will mark up this area to this zone right here. That is my area of interest, to where I believe price will pull back up to. I will have a alert on this one as well at area of interest. I believe it'll come up to this zone right here, pull back up to then push back down. If we look at the daily as well, we do have an area of, and that was just based off the weekly alone, we have an area of support right here, we have an area of support right here. Let's see, you know, some support, whatever, resistance, let's see, resistance, and we're good. I'm not even gonna look that far back either. So, and then same thing for here. We have an area of support, 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 resistance, support, support, you know, the whole nine, bro. It's a good area, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a good area. Like, can't ask for nothing better than that. I can delete this though. That's actually useless to me right now. And like I said, I like to keep my charts clean. So I believe area will pull back to this zone right here, and then it'll push back down. So CAD JPY for sales, I believe it will push back up to around psychological level 106.500, or it will pull back at least to 106.288 in that zone. And from there, let's see, yeah, 106.291 to 106.739, it'll pull back in between that area, somewhere around there, and then it'll come back down. So that's my bias for CAD JPY. GPNZD, I'm not really interested. The reason for that is because I already looked at it. So bullish monthly, bullish weekly, bearish daily, and then bullish 4 hours. So because of the fact that we have a 4 hour that's bullish and a bearish daily plus a bullish weekly, which me personally, I like to have 2 time frames in sync, but I like to have them back to back. So like either the 4 hour and daily or the daily and the weekly. I don't really count my my monthly in my confluence list because it's just irrelevant. I'm not waiting 30 days to find out what's gonna happen. Weekly is more of a, it's more precise if anything. So because we have bullish, bearish, and bullish, I'm not really interested in GPNZD. I am interested in seeing what it's going to do, but as of right now, I'm not interested. So let's move on to the next. Euro CHF, we are currently bullish on the monthly, but we are also, let me see if I can find that tool. Sweet deal, found it. So we are currently bearish on the, or not bearish, but we are bullish on the monthly, but we are in a bearish channel, meaning price will just eventually have to come down to this zone right here, and it's gonna create a new lower low. Once the body breaks through that, retest it next month, and then the month after that, it'll, you know, continue to push down. So we'll just have to see. Plus, look at that. Would you look at that, bro? I didn't even see this until right now, but that's literally liquidity right there. That's liquidity that has never been swept up. So because of that, I have a strong bias that Euro CHF we'll have a strong weekly push. I mean, a strong bearish push. Obviously, as you guys can see, we do have liquidity that is sitting right here that was never swept up. Oops. That was never swept up, and because of that, I definitely believe that the bearish move will continue on the weekly. On the daily, we are bearish as well. On the 4 hour, we should be bearish, which we are. So it's just, it looks nice, you know what I mean? It looks nice. Where will price pull back up to though? Let's see and find out. I would say maybe around, I like to mark up areas that have a decent support and resistance level. So maybe like an area like this right here. Let's see, like this area right here, I think will be a pretty straight start. Like, look at this wick, holy crap. That is an insane wick, holy crap. Yo, can you shut up, bro? Leave me alone, thank you. I have a high belief that once a wick is created, it has to get filled eventually. So yeah, that's why I'm always so interested in these wicks. These wicks are, to me, they're just like liquidity that's just dying to be swept up. So I believe that this could be a good area of interest right here. We could just really readjust this a little bit. It's kind of a big zone, I believe, but it's a little bit too big of a zone. But anyways, I believe area could come back to this area. Now let's see if it has a round psychological level. Round psychological level 94,500. So we can really predict this price if it pull back to this area right here, then continue down, and then it'll also, once it breaks this, it'll come back, pull back to this zone right here, I believe, and then boom, bow. So that's my bias for Euro CHF. I'm just really waiting for price to do what it has to do, meaning that I will put a alert to this one as well. It's an area of interest for pullback. It's really important that you guys use alerts, because sometimes I have missed trades because I don't use my alerts, and having an alert is such a strong tool to have. So yeah, so moving on to the next one. That's my bias, straight up. You know what I'm saying? Resistance, support, support right there. Not really, but kind of. This doesn't look bad at all. Let's see, resistance somewhere around there. Support, resistance. I'll say support, whatever. I don't know. Either way, it moves in that area right there, and it has a reaction in that area. So we just gotta wait to see how it goes. So that's my area. That's my bias based off of based on just what I see. It will have to, the 4 hour will have to turn bullish for them to turn bearish. And if you guys look closely, because you guys know I'm all about it, there's liquidity right here that hasn't been swept up, liquidity right here that hasn't been swept up. So if I put my mark right here and this other mark right here, and I mark them up, right, dollar, and then for this one, we're gonna see if price pulls back to this area right here. I have marked up my money symbols, so those money symbols to me will indicate that price has a potential to pull back up to these areas right here and then push back down. Until it does that, I will not make any move. I don't really plan on looking at making a move anytime soon. And yep, I believe it's gonna go up, so I don't think it's gonna go down, but I could be wrong. We'll check back in next week and see what happens. So up next, put that up there. Up next, let's see. Euro AUD. We are currently lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, higher high, higher low, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. We're currently bearish on the monthly, and we are currently still bullish on the weekly. We are still currently bullish on the daily, and we are currently bullish on the 4 hours. So because this looks like this, I'm just not interested. Price has been consolidated in this area for literally, let's see, $385 days. That's a year, ain't it? No, that's definitely not a year. From September 9th, 2024, which is today. Holy dang. It's been like this for more than a year, guys. That's crazy. It's been consolidating for a little bit over a year. So for that reason, I just simply do not like this market whatsoever. This market is trash. Euro GBP is up next. Let me do that real quick, because sometimes I'll be messing myself up. Alright, so Euro GBP, we are currently, let's see, high, 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 low, high, high. We are currently bearish on the monthly, but we are currently bullish on the weekly. 4 hour is currently bullish, and daily is currently bearish. So again, we have weekly bullish, daily bearish, 4 hour bullish. What's going on? We are pulling up to an area of interest that I have marked up previously, but is an area of interest that's worthy? Of course, that's the real question. This should be bullish because it has to pull back up. Not interested. AUDJPY. Bullish, bearish, bearish, bearish. So we're looking for a pullback. We're looking for a pullback. This is a key level. Key level for what? Nah, that's gonna confuse me. Daily. Four hour. Take that off. That already happened. It didn't even happen actually. It just kept going down. AUDJPY, we have a strong level A resistance, support, resistance. So possibility that price may push back up to this zone right here to then continue to go down. That is my bias. If you guys want to catch these plays, by the way, feel free to join my Discord. The link will be in the description below. Hopefully, if YouTube allows me to put one down, but I do analysis and I do one-on-ones every now and then, for people that may be confused. So if you guys want to join up on that, feel free to join me. Like I said, link will be in the description below. If not, it will be in my bio on my Instagram, which is Profit Overdosed, unless I go back to Moneyman FX, but who knows. I prefer Moneyman Zay, but someone took my name on Instagram, so. But yep. So I believe that price has a chance of coming back up to this area, meaning we will have to go bullish to then continue to the downside. I don't see anything better, to be honest. Well, I mean, this is also another area actually that I believe price can potentially come to. Hello. Hola, baby. This is also an area of support, resistance, support, resistant wicked into it, which also can mean that it can push up, retest the EMA on bow, but that just means that regardless we will have to go bullish. So what would be ideal would be bow, 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 bow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we're just gonna have to see. I still believe that this is a good area right here for price to take profit at. Markets are all bearish, so if you are in this trade, which I am not, I highly recommend you stick to this trade until this week gets filled. That week will get filled. I'm calling it now. That's just one thing that I know for sure. I mean, I can't say that I know for sure, but that's something that I strongly believe in. So we just gotta wait to see what happens. So AUDJPY, let me just leave it there. I'm gonna leave it right here actually. NZD/USD. So monthly is currently at the very top. What are you doing, buddy? What are you doing, bro? Move. Come on, move. Alright, so we are currently bearish on the monthly. On the weekly, we are currently bullish. We are currently bullish on the daily. And we're currently bearish on the 4 hour. So realistically, we want to see buys right now. Yeah, we're looking for buys. So I'm looking to see once price hits this area right here, which will be amazing if it body closes under, because all we will have to do is body close above this area right here. If we can body close above this area, we are currently then bullish. So we will have to wait for a retest to then continue to the long side to basically follow the trend. The trend is currently bullish. Everything is currently bullish. So right now we're just waiting for is a bullish play. We do have area support, resistance on this area of interest right here. And on this one we have nothing at all, just the EMA, and that's it. So I believe that price will come back into one of these two zones right here. Once it touches into one of those two zones right there, I believe that we will have a reaction. Now the thing is you got to ask yourself, do you think that in 1 week price will come all the way down? So basically, do you believe that price would just come all the way down here and then it will have a push to the upside? And we have to be very realistic about that. So look, had the wrong one. So is price really gonna do this wick right here, right? Make a wick and then pull back up? No. So I think that this week price, what it's gonna do is just gonna come down here, maybe even fill in the rest of this wick, and then the next week we will have NZD/USD up for the trade. So that's my bias on NZD/USD. It will be a trade for the next week. So for that reason, I am not really interested in this pair right now. USD CAD, we are bearish on the weekly, bearish on the daily, and bullish on the 4 hour. So currently Looks like we're looking to have a pullback. We are having a pullback. That's why we have a bullish 4-hour. We could have a bullish. We could have a pullback to this zone right here. Alrighty. We could have a pullback to this area right here, which has this level of resistance, support. Let's see, we could drag it back some more. Come on now, get it done. Yeah, I think this is far enough right here, I ain't even gonna lie. So we have resistance right there, support, resistance, support. So this could be a nice area for price to pull back into. We're already bullish, so I mean it kind of confirms that bias right there. You have a lot of areas of support right here, as you guys can see, a lot of areas of resistance, as you guys can see. So USD CAD is looking kind of nice, to be honest, considering the fact that we are bearish overall. But that will be a minor pullback. We'll have to see. Because we could do a small wick, like a little wick. You know what I'm saying? Small little wick. Then we could just, from right there, body close under. Obviously, I don't mean next week. I'm talking about this week. Like basically, at least right there, you know. At least like right there. You feel me? You feel me, partner? That way we could look at something like that, you know. So am I interested in this trade? Let's see. I'll watch it. I'm gonna watch it. This is a lot of pairs for me to be looking at, but I will most likely not be paying attention too much to all of them. Imagine if I held this trade. This is 1 to 8. If I held this trade all the way up to this zone right here, that would have been a crazy 6,000 pips, 1 to 23. Like that would have been insane. But you know, it is what it is. We still caught our dub anyway. So, oh no, we got stomped out actually. That's crazy. Just a bunch of back-to-back L's right here. We got stomped out of this one. We got stomped out of this one, and then it went into our favor. Like, look at this. Actually, this is off topic, but it swept up liquidity right here. Swept up liquidity, then it continued going up. That's why I believe that it didn't sweep up this liquidity, but I bet that if, look, watch this. I haven't even looked towards my right yet, but that's liquidity right there. Where's price at the moment? It hasn't even came back yet. Never mind. Okay, I was wrong. But anyways, that's not important. What's important right now is that the 4-hour is currently bearish. Daily is currently bullish. Weekly is currently bullish. However, though, we are having a pullback to this area right here, or to this area right here, which I already have them marked up. I'm basically just waiting to see how price decides to move. Come on. Oh, there you go. That was kind of cool. Boom, pow, boom, pow. I'm gonna do that design on somebody's somebody's head. But yep, GBPUSD is bearish. So really, what I'm waiting on for this is a minor pullback to then continue to the downside. So maybe like it will probably pull back to maybe something like this zone right here, and then it'll just boom pow, or it could just continue to go down from right there. Who the hell knows? It already went into that area anyways, so that could have been the entry right there regardless. I just noticed that, but that could have been the entry right there regardless. Yeah, it literally just wicked in perfectly. What the heck? Because this is the area of support resistance, so yep. It could just continue to go down from there. It will come to this area of interest right here, or this area of interest. Then we will be looking for sells for the swing trade to the long side. So we just gotta be patient and waiting. Look at that liquidity left behind, bro. See, I gotta mark them up because eventually I feel like price will come back down to that area, and they will want to take that, take that shit back. So, GPUSD, I'm currently not interested right now. I will be watching it, but I'm currently not interested just because I'm not interested. CAS CHF, we have a weekly time frame. We have daily time frame, 4 hours. So everything is literally bullish. The whole entire market is bullish. So we already had to pull back to my area of interest, which it did. It didn't tap into the round psychological level of 63,500. It almost did on this one, and then it started pulling back. There could still be a chance that it'll still pull back to that area, but I highly doubt it. I think that it will probably have a minor pullback to this zone right here, which is an area of support, which could actually be used as resistance. As you guys can see, it actually wicked into it. I'm not making this up, bro. I'm not even looking at the markets like that. Like I mark shit up that looks like it makes sense, and sometimes it already did it. So that could have been the touch. Now I could just continue to go to the downside. If you look at the 1 hour, it retested the 1 hour EMA on that wick that I said would literally just touch this. So we already have a move to the downside. Like I think this would be a trade right now that I would probably take. Maybe not actually. I don't think I would take this trade. I don't really like the way this market moves looking like. You know what I'm saying? Like we just got a bunch of bullish plays right now. Like, well, actually no, this is bearish. This is bearish as well. This is bearish as well. Yeah, all time frames are actually bearish, so I'm bugging. But anyways, EMA is below, so because of the EMA is below, I'm not super thrilled about this trade. But I will keep an eye on it because it does look actually very nice. So let's see. Alright, so Euro CAD, we have a bullish weekly, bearish daily, bullish, not interested. CHF JPY, we have a bearish weekly, bearish 4 hour, move, go, move now, move. Don't step in my shoes either, bro. My dog be trying to take up all the space that he could possibly take in my area. So daily's bearish, 4 hours bearish, weekly is bearish. So we have a daily. We have a bearish market right now. Where could price pull back up to? Because every time there's a strong bearish play, you guys gotta understand there's gotta be a pullback. Like after such a long bearish play, like eventually the bears are gonna get tired and they're gonna want to have to take a break to let the bulls come in, take a little bit of money or whatever the fuck they do, and then and then that's when the bears continue to go to the downside. So I just really gotta wait. So we did already have a pullback there, so not interested. USD CHF, weekly is bearish, daily is bearish, 4 hours bearish. Like these markers are all bearish, and that's actually freaking amazing. But we are having a pullback though, so come on now. We do have a bearish play, and we are having a pullback. Not super thrilled about this trade. I just had to watch it on the offline. AUD CAD. AUD CAD. Weekly is bearish. Daily is bullish. 4 hours. Basura. NZD CHF. Weekly bearish. Daily bearish. 4 hour bearish. We already had a pullback. Already had the pullback. Looks about right at this moment. We do see a level of, where was it? Area resistance, support. Yeah. That might be the right area for a pullback. I'm gonna be honest with you before I continue forward. If you guys want to look at this trade, SDCHF, I think that with the 4 hour, this will be a pretty nice area to pull back onto. But until we see what's up, I am not interested in this trade. AUDCHF. We already had the pullback to the daily area of interest. It almost wicked in actually. Weekly is bearish, daily is bearish, 4 hours bearish. We already had the pullback. Now we're looking for, I'm not really sure what we're looking for. This wick right here would have been amazing to get into, because if you guys want to look at this, as you guys can see, this area had resistance, support, and then it wicked into it once, and it wicked into it again. Kind of, I don't know. Just a bias, I don't know. AUDCHF, I'm not really interested in this trade, to be honest. NZD CAD, bearish, and then we are also bullish, and that is crazy. From 2022, December 12, 2022 to today, I am not interested in that trade. I salute anybody that be interested in those trades, bro, because could not be me. I ain't gonna lie. Euro NZD, weekly, bullish, bearish. So we're having a not interested. AUD NZD, not interested. AUD USD. Alright, so AUD USD, let's see. I predicted it will probably come to this area. It did not, so that's out of the play. So now we're just waiting for this zone right here. Daily is bearish, 4 hours bearish. So we're just looking for probably a pullback to this area, which it hasn't even gotten there yet. Which price could possibly come back to that zone. So I mean, AUD USD, considering that we're getting close to my price, I'll leave it right there to see what it is, to see what's up. But it's not a trade that I'm interested in. It might be a trade that I might be interested in for next week, probably, because it looks like we're gonna have some slow play. So GBP AUD, we are bullish, and bullish. So I already had this marked up, I guess. I don't know when I marked this up, but I have marked up. We're looking to go long, obviously. We have an area of resistance. Not really good support levels either. We don't really have a lot going for us on these time frames. We have resistance, support. And on this we have support, resistance, and a ton of support or resistance right here. So we could see price coming back into one of these two areas and then going long. Until then, I am not interested in this trade. Euro USD, I'm not interested. GPNZD, I think I already talked about this one. Yeah. Cool. So that's basically, this is basically my playlist right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 markets to be looking at, which I am not going to be looking at all these markets. But just for a quick run back, I will thin these down. GBP JPY might not be really trading, so that could be really taken off, but NZD JPY, I'm looking for any minor pullback, preferably to this area before we continue to go to the downside. We are having a strong bearish pull right now, so I mean, it did pull back to this area right here, and it closed on this area, and it's pulling back now. So we're basically gonna be paying attention to this one. USD JPY, we're waiting for a retracement to then sell. GP JPY pullback then sell, which is already happening. GPCHF, I'm not really interested in that, but we're looking just for a good point of entry to sell. Euro JPY, I'm looking for, this one I need for it to go bullish to then sell. GBP CAD, let me go back to this so I can mark it up. See if it goes that way. It could just continue going down from there, but we're gonna see what happens. GBP CAD, we're looking for, what was it? Oh yeah, so we're looking for pullback to this area, then sell. CAD JPY, we're looking for pullback to this area, then sell. Euro CHF, we're looking for a pullback up to this area right here, then sell. AUD JPY, pullback to that area and sell, which is the support and resistance zone that I marked up, or this one. USD CAD, we're looking for, see, I gotta mark these up because sometimes I be forgetting. I'll pull back to this area, then sell. And CAD CHF, we're looking at it, but we could possibly have a pullback to this area, then sell. Not 100% sure, but these are just my hypothesis. I could be completely wrong about all these markets, and everything could just be in against my direction. I've only been trading for about a couple months, so it's like 5 months, 6 months, and I'm trying to master the top-down analysis strategy that I have in play. So these are my analysis. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It is currently 2 in the morning, so I'm gonna stay up for a little bit longer and see how the market plays, see if I get any entries based off of the plays that I called out, specifically for NJ and GJ. We'll see how they play out. But until then, guys, I will catch you guys on the next Sunday swings. Hopefully it will be a lot sooner. And yeah, thank you guys for watching, man. Money Man Zay will be out of this motherfucker. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thank you.